What's the weirdest pregnancy craving combinations that you've heard of? I've heard of pickles and ice cream. Of course, that's a common one. Chocolate and bacon. I've heard of chocolate on meat in general. I've heard of even ramen noodles and peanut butter. Ooh. On a more serious note, today we're going to talk about what's not normal with pregnancy cravings. If you're new here, my name is Adetutu and I am a board-certified women's health nurse practitioner. And on this channel, we talk about all things related to pregnancy, gynecology, and postpartum. If that's of an interest to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button for more. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you are pregnant and you are finding yourself craving non-edible items like chalk, dirt, sand, laundry detergent, an excessive amount of ice, this is a cause for concern. Today, we're going to discuss what this might mean and what you need to do about it. So let's start with the medical definition of what this is. It is actually called pica. Pica is the intense craving of non-food items, essentially things that have zero nutritional value, but you really are craving to eat them. I'm going to list all of these possible things here. Things like dirt, chalk, coffee grounds, even an excessive amount of ice, okay? I wanna let you know that this is actually more common than you think. Up to 30% of women actually experience this intense craving of non-food items in the first or second trimester. So we're next gonna discuss why these cravings are actually coming about. Now we know during pregnancy, there's a lot going on. Your body is making this beautiful human and it needs a lot more nutrition. Now due to this, there can be deficiency in your nutrition, meaning that you don't have enough of certain vitamins because you need a lot more right now. And we're gonna talk about the most common specific nutritional deficiency that causes conditions such as pica. Now, the first possible condition that's causing this is iron deficiency anemia. So when you're pregnant, your body needs about double the amount of iron to support you and your baby and the increase in blood volume that's needed to support your pregnancy. And due to this can cause iron deficiency. And we know that iron actually helps to form hemoglobin, which carries oxygen all over the body. So when this happens and you have more blood volume, but not enough iron, this can cause this signal to your body that you're missing something. And it's like, I'm missing something, and it doesn't know how to signal to you. So you start craving abnormal things, all right? This is the way that your body is signaling to you that there is a nutritional deficiency that you need. Some researchers actually think that your body is either confused about how to send you the signal on the minerals that it needs, or that these non-food items actually contain trace minerals, which makes you want to crave them. And also, iron deficiency is not the only one that's been linked to pica. There's also been zinc deficiency and calcium deficiency as well as other minerals. Although some mental health disorders have been linked to pica, nutritional deficiencies are usually the main cause during pregnancy. Now, this goes without saying that eating non-food items can cause so many health issues, not for your beautiful baby, but for moms as well. Now, there are things such as intestinal blockage that can occur because of that buildup of, let's say, chalk or sand in your digestive system that can just create a blockage, and then you'll end up needing surgery. Not to mention infection and parasites that the mom can be exposed to from, let's say sand or dirt, right? Or even a choking hazard. Now, once again, no judgment, but at the earliest sign of craving non-food items, here are the list of things that we must do. The first thing that you must do is call your doctor immediately. This is not something you can handle on your own. This is something that needs to be looked into. And then the next thing that your provider is probably going to do is get that blood test as discussed to check what nutrient you are deficient in, what nutrient you are low in. Is it the iron? Is it the zinc? Is it the calcium? Whichever ones you are low in, your blood work should hopefully be able to detect that as soon as possible. Now, the next thing would be to start the appropriate supplement. So based on your lab work, your blood test is gonna let us know what you're deficient in and how to supplement that back. Now, the next thing I really want to mention is do not just start vitamin supplements without medical guidance. Too much of certain vitamins can actually be harmful. I know that we have a culture of, a vitamin culture. I need this vitamin, I need that vitamin, without us actually being aware of whether we need it or not. I always say it's important for you to get your full blood work, whether you are pregnant or not, to find out what you are deficient in, and then you supplement. Now, during pregnancy, of course, you should be taking your prenatal vitamins because, again, you have that high amount of blood volume. You need more nutrients for baby. So everything inside of the prenatal vitamins are expected that you actually need them. Now, to supplement additional vitamins is what we're talking about specifically. So you want to make sure that you get your lab work done before you add these extra supplements. Okay, so the next thing you want to make sure that you're doing is adjusting your diet to whatever nutrient you are deficient in. So let's say you were deficient in iron. You want to supplement with a supplement, and also iron-rich foods like your lean meats, like your spinach, okay? You can even get fortified cereals that have iron in them. Okay, so I would say that you can find safe alternatives to these cravings, because a lot of times you just want to get that consistency, get that taste out of your mouth, right? So let's say you have craving for ice. Honestly, ice cravings are safe in moderation, right? As long as you're not replacing it with your foods. And let's say you're craving things like chalk. Find a food that has the same consistency as chalk, like jicama, like I would even say apples, okay? Something that can kind of help you get through that while your vitamin supplements kick in. And make sure that you are checking in with your doctor and letting them know, like, I still have these cravings, so something might still be off. And then hopefully you get another blood work done. And if you notice that your behavior is linked to a mental health issue, make sure that you are addressing those mental health issues, okay? Making sure that you're discussing with your doctor to see if possibly a prescription may be needed to help you control the urges of these cravings. Pica during pregnancy is more common than a lot of people realize. You just want to make sure that you are not succumbing to these cravings, all right? You want to make sure that you are discussing it with your family, your provider specifically, your provider first, so that we can figure out how to get these cravings away by fixing what you are deficient in. All right there, moms. I hope that you found this video helpful. Now, if you're like, I think this is me, I feel like I've been craving non-food items, I want you to call your provider immediately and let them know this, okay? And then say, I need to get my blood checked to see what's going on, okay? Now, make sure that you are sharing these type of informations with expectant moms. Here's the biggest thing with pregnancy, right? Is a lot of us feel like our experiences are personal, right? We feel like it's just us. But truthfully, the more we share with each other, the more we'll recognize we are not alone in a lot of these experiences. And that will really help us get through some of the hardest times, okay? So make sure that you are sharing videos such as this, information such as this, with an expectant mom. And again, if you're having any of these cravings, please make sure that you are checking in with your provider and getting your blood test done. As always, I hope that you are taking very good care of yourself, mom. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.